Hi, happy Friday. So I am stuck at home, as I'm sure many of you are too, and it's been nearly a week for me now. So this is interesting times that we're living in, and I've been thinking, well, how can I help you figure out, if you're stuck at home, this is a brilliant time to start to figure out what's going to suit you better about your home, how you can make improvements that will make your life better going forward. So once we come out of this current pandemic situation, then you're not stuck still at zero with your home improvement project. You're actually moving forwards with it because you've had the time to assess your home and assess what you need in your home, and you can then begin your project once we get out of this period of time. So this video I'm going to talk to you about how to know if your kitchen is too small. A lot of us live in houses where we've got a kitchen that was designed from a slightly different lifestyle principle. So certainly sort of 1930s, typical 1930s semis, or even actually detached houses as well. The kitchens can be really small, and they were designed to be as efficient as possible so that one person, the lovely housewife, could stand there and could pretty much stay still in one spot and reach everything that she needed to within that kitchen to be able to prepare all the meals. And that's just not how most of us live these days. So I find that a lot of people struggle with a 1930s style kitchen because it's just way too small. And so to give you some idea of some of the things that my clients have felt when they've had a kitchen that's too small, I'm just going to give you a few examples. And if any of these feel similar to your situation, then it's quite likely that your kitchen is also too small for you and the lifestyle that you want to live. And so that could be a place that you could look at improving with any project. So first example, if you take it in shifts to have your breakfast. So if you and your partner are just not able to have breakfast together, sit down together, have a morning coffee, one of you might want toast, one of you might want cereal, you might be rushing off different directions off to work in a normal situation. Right now, you might be stuck at home and not rushing off anywhere. But if you're unable to have your morning coffee together and you have to take shifts with your kitchen, then that is a sign that your kitchen is too small. And this is a situation that a couple I worked with in Liverpool found themselves in. And so, he would go down, make his coffee, she would put her makeup on, and then when he was done with the kitchen, she would head down and make her coffee and breakfast. So there just wasn't enough space in the kitchen for them both to be there at the same time. And so for them, we designed this huge open plan kitchen space where they could spend time together, and also when family and friends came to visit, they had much more space. They could lay out, they wanted a huge island and be able to lay out a buffet spread and all that sort of thing. So, that's a situation where they really, really critically needed a bigger space to be able to function together happily. Another example then, second example, you have a huge row every time you get home from the supermarket and try to unpack. So if there's just not enough space for you to both to be in there carrying in bags from the car or off your bike panniers and taking them into the kitchen and standing there and opening up the cupboards and putting things away, and if there's just not enough space for you to both do that, or if you do try to both do it at the same time, then you just keep getting in each other's way and it becomes really frustrating and it sort of sparks off an argument. And that is a really clear sign that your kitchen's not big enough. I mean, I hate the thought that for any couple, you're having such a difficult time with the space that you're living in that is actually causing you such such high levels of anger and frustration that you start to argue with each other just because of the fact that the architecture that you're living in is not appropriate, it's not suitable for you and your life. That's just not right. I really strongly believe that we all need to have the space that we need to support the lives that we want to live. And it's one thing if you've got, you know, your 1930s housewife going out every day and just buying a little bit of fresh food from the butcher and the fishmonger and the baker and what have you, just bringing home the odd few things for that day, or maybe that day and the next day. That's a very different scenario to where we have lots and lots of food in the store cupboard, all the pasta off the shelves of the supermarket, all the tinned goods, and then you've got your huge boxes of cereals, plus everything that goes in the freezer and the fridge and all that stuff. So, you know, nowadays, most people who are working full time, or you're having a delivery of food, but it's like once a week or once a fortnight, and you're getting so much food in one go, that's a huge amount of unpacking and putting away that you've got to do. It's quite a task. And if the space that you've got is too small to do it, and it's awkward, then it's no good for you. I had a couple who I was working with in Manchester, and that was the situation for them. And she said to me, you know, it's so lovely that he is trying to help, but I would rather just do it on my own, because every time that we come back from the supermarket and we try to unpack it together, we end up having a huge row, and that's not pleasant. So, you know, for her and him, we've redesigned their home, and they will be having quite a big kitchen extension that will give them the space that they need so that they can work together as a partnership, dealing with all the supermarket unloading and packing away, cooking, being together when they're cooking and when they're dealing with the kids, and they can all spend time together rather than just one person at a time in their tiny kitchen. And they have the smallest kitchen I have ever seen. It's smaller than any other kitchen I've seen ever. So I'm not surprised that they are struggling so much with their kitchen. Third possibility, I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm so fuzzy on this. I don't know how to do anything different. Maybe because I'm moving around. I don't know. Really, really weird. If I go further away, I don't know. Well, you know, don't see the wrinkles when it's so soft focused, do you? So another example, you feel trapped and isolated in your kitchen whenever your friends and family come over and to visit you and spend time with you in your home. So whenever you're hosting people at home, you feel trapped and isolated in your kitchen. So I worked with a family in Poynton, Cheshire, and she was a really lovely woman, and she quite a traditional role where she would tend to be in the kitchen making cups of tea, plates of biscuits, plates of sandwiches to give to her guests, their guests, while he would be in the living room and entertaining them. And because she was such a lovely woman, her friends and family also wanted to go into the kitchen and spend a bit of time with her, having a chat with her in the kitchen. Whilst she wasn't happy being on her own, having to sort out, not having, but she enjoyed her entertaining, but she was stuck in the kitchen dealing with all the teas and stuff while everybody else was enjoying themselves in the living room, and she was on her own in there, and she felt really disconnected from the family and not happy about that. But then whenever they would come to see her in the kitchen, which was lovely, and they wanted to come and spend time with her and chat with her because she is a lovely person, but that actually added to her frustration because the kitchen was designed in such a way that there wasn't anywhere that somebody could come and stand or sit and have a chat with her while she was dealing with stuff without them being in the way. So she'd have to be, excuse me, can you just move to the side while I get into the fridge, get some milk out? Oh, excuse me, can you just move to the side while I get some cups and sauces out? Oh, just move to the side while I get some, bread and butter and what have you. So packets of biscuits, you know, wherever they stood, they were in the way and there wasn't anywhere for them to be nearby, so that she could enjoy that social time with them at the same time as handling all the stuff in the kitchen. So for her, we redesigned the space that they had. We didn't build an extension, we just reconfigured the space that they had. We opened up the dining room. We made the living room a touch smaller so that we could fit in an island unit, so that she could be in her space doing what she wanted to be able to do, but then friends and family could come, sit at the island unit, have a chat, be out of her way, not getting sort of stuck between the fridge and her and blocking her from what she needed to be doing, but they could be there having a chat. She could enjoy social time with them, and she could still be getting on with doing the things that she wanted to do, making them cups of tea and sandwiches and things. So, you know, that's a really key thing. Is the last thing you want to be is feeling like you're isolated on your own, missing out on the party because you're stuck in the kitchen on your own. I've got lots of other examples of how you could tell if your kitchen is too small. If you have experienced anything, you know that your kitchen is too small because of whatever it is, I'd love you to describe your experiences in the comments below, how you know that your kitchen is too small or has been too small before maybe you've done some work to it. I'd love to hear your stories. Please comment below, and I'll look forward to speaking to you next week. Stay safe while the virus is on. Am I so out of focus? Bye now.